What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brandy Lucas. Right. So today I am coming to share with you guys how I use a couple of the products from my Pixie-Ish Beauty short hair line. So I'm using my Pixie-Ish molding mousse today to set my hair. I have recently shampooed my hair. I conditioned it. I had some other things to do, so I threw the cap on, and now I'm going to mold my hair. I'm gonna also share with you guys how I use our Pixie Polish. This is a light daily hair oil. It's light enough for you to use every single day. We're going into the summer months, so depending on where you live, it's hot, right? If it ain't hot, it's getting hot, and you're going to need to make sure that you are one, creating some type of barrier between the elements, which is the heat, the harsh sun, and your hair, and also that you are keeping your strands hydrated, healthy, and shiny. So you can definitely do that with the Pixie Polish, and I'm going to show you guys how I go through this whole process.
Let's get started. So I'm using the Influence Honey Almond Leave-In Conditioner to spritz my hair just before I start to add any other product. And now I'm going to detangle a bit and set the stage for the direction that I want to mold my hair in. This is important because it allows you to not overuse your product. If you get the hair, the foundation of what you're trying to do situated before you go in adding product, you use less product. It's just that simple. So now I'm using a couple of pumps of the Pixie-Ish molding mousse, adding it to my hands, and then adding it to the areas of my hair. One of the major ways that you end up with not an ideal mold is using too much product. So as you can see, I added product first, move it through my hair, and then I add additional product once I see whether or not I have enough to control my hair. Now I'm going to take the smaller end of my comb's teeth and work the mousse through my hair in the direction that I already set before I added product. Taking small sections, going around my head, making sure that the hair is flat to my scalp. So I'm combing, then I'm rubbing, combing, then I'm rubbing. I'm combing the product through all the way to the roots of my hair, but I'm also using my hand to emphasize that I want the hair to lay flat. Spinning around so y'all can just check out how it works all the way around my head. I have a tail down here in the back. You want to be very particular about how you mold your neckline. If you're molding straight down, if your growth pattern goes towards your ears, like whatever your haircut and growth pattern is something to be mindful of. You may need to use your handheld mirror just to check out the back, but how you mold your hair is the foundation for your style. So if you mold it opposite to how your hair grows or how you want your final style to be, you pretty much are working against yourself. The molding process is by far the most important part, and it makes your comb out, your styling, or even your finger styling, if you don't plan to use heat, super simple and easy. This is the part that everybody seems to love but struggles with, and it is the face framing features of your mold. How I frame my face and how you frame your face may be a bit different because we want to take into consideration the shapes of our face. My style, for me, because I am not one who curls my hair all of the time, this gives me the ability to have style without adding heat. So I like to add details. I like to do a little zhuzh with my sideburns and just that face framing part of my mold, because it really gives me the flexibility to look styled, look pulled together without necessarily going in and using heat. For best results using the Pixie-Ish products, I highly suggest that you mold your hair and use wrap strips. Wrap strips keep the hair intact. Generally, when we get under the dryer, the hair has a tendency to shrink up, wave up, move, whatever it does. And wrap strips help to amplify what we do with the molding process. It works in sync with the product to have the hair dry in its flattest form. They are non-negotiable in my opinion.
I have sat and cooked under the dryer to make sure that my mold is set. One of the most important parts in having a long lasting, flat, easy to curl or style mold is making sure that you properly dry your hair. Style, I primarily like to wear my hair flat. It's easy. I can tie it flat down every night. I don't got to be trying to sleep ultra cute and all of that. So this is the way I go about styling my hair when I'm wearing it like this. We have new bottles for our Pixie Polish bottles now. So I'm just working the product through my hair, breaking down my mold. One thing you cannot be worried about when you have short hair is like getting in there and getting through the hair. The cut is the foundation of your style. If you have a cut, you can run your fingers through your hair. You can add product to your hair. The hair is going to go back to where you initially put it. This oil, y'all, is so light. You can see how much I'm adding. I'm just adding just a couple of drops at a time. Anytime you're using product, if it's your first time using a product and you just don't really know how your hair is going to respond, always start with little and add more. Even with our mousse, when I'm teaching people how to mold their hair, I always say start with a couple of pumps, work it through your hair. Once you get the product in your hair, you can tell if your hair is absorbing it right away or if it's excess and it's sitting on top of your hair. So always start with just a couple of drops of the Pixie Polish. Rub it through your hands very well. So now everywhere my hands touch, my palms, the back of my hands, all of that is evenly distributing this oil through my hair. My hair will not be oily, but it will be hydrated. It will be shiny. And in the event that I decide to go in with some heat, which I'm not, the hair will have a protective layer of oil on it. So basically, I'm just going to finger style a little bit to give a little bit of movement to my hair. I love Influence's hair wax. So I'll use just a little bit of hair wax to give some texture to it. Breaking it down in my hands, allowing a little heat to produce in my hands so that the product is not thick and clunky going on my hair. You want to break down products so you are getting like the residual and not a big chunk of product on your head. So yeah, just a little messy, textury, easy breezy, get up and go for me. And that'll be the end of that. I always like to break up anything that I do around my hairline just so it looks soft and, you know, playful, but not crunchy and stuck.
I hope that you guys enjoyed and learned how you can use the Pixie-Ish products to mold your hair, whether you're curling it or you're wearing it finger styled and soft. All of the products are available at brandylucasbeauty.com. You can find links to everything in the description below. If you have any questions about maintaining your short hair, don't hesitate to throw them in the description. And also follow me on Instagram at brandylucasbeauty. Until next time, bye.